Yeah, and we have got the draft for game number 2, and in terms of what the players thought were the problems in that game, looks like OG, now on the dire side, by the way, with Tundra on the Radiant side, but OG ban out next to the Brute, also the Abaddon. Fada's Abaddon instrumental for that victory, going for the Axe as well, and Tundra banning out Io as well as the Axe, leading Nyx Assassin as a first pick for OG this time around, Trent.
Yeah, they chose first pick in the priority. And so that's what gave Tundra the Radiant. So yeah, very interesting. They're now going to take the Nyx, which of course leaves in our Mirana, as well as the Tide. So if Tundra just want to go that route, it is available for them.
Yeah, that is true. They could go that route.
Ooh.
I also would not mind Dragon Knight, depending on how they haven't really showed many heroes besides Tide. So they'll probably just go for Tide, but I think Dragon Knight could also work very well. And I also would consider Lion as an option for them, but they have not played it yet. But it's one of my favorite heroes against Nyx, and they do go with their bread and butter, so to say.
Yeah, but that is interesting though, because it opens up the problem of the TB and the Luna both being in, because now OG could theoretically take one of them, ban the other,
Sure.
and that's going to put Tundra on one of the subpar carries per se.
Yeah, it could be Luna time for sure. How much has OG played Luna though?
Well, I will tell you, never.
Not meta. That's not their jam, you know.
That's
OG has like
true.
literally not played Luna. I'm looking at their drafts right now. It's never been
Terrorblade.
played by Sumail.
Yeah,
No
well,
Luna, no Terrorblade. Correct.
Interesting. I wonder if they will. Yeah, there's the Terrorblade though. So here we go.
Oh yeah.
They asked Sumail. They said, "Do you want to play Luna or Terrorblade?" Right. This is your moment.
Yeah.
He says,
We'll ban out the
not really
other
feeling
one."
the Luna today. It might be better, but Terrorblade, that's my jam.
I mean, yeah, why not? That does mean that we're going to probably see on the side of OG a bunch of carries banned out, leaving Tundra maybe a little bit searching for the right hero for Skeeter, who has so far only played Luna or Terrorblade this entire qualifier so far.
Would they possibly pick Luna into Terrorblade?
I think they would if it's left in.
They
Even
would.
if we think it's like a counter, I think they would still go for it. Because I think that in a vacuum, the Luna is still like such a terrifying force for farming stacks and just taking any objective off a team fight that,
Sure.
it's just worth it.
I personally don't really believe in like counter carry matchups being a thing, but it is nice to have the better carry when the farm is even, right? So if
Right.
Terrorblade and Luna are even, right, you favor the Terrorblade. But if Luna, Luna does well in lane, Luna farms ancient stacks very early, right? Luna can get ahead of Terrorblade, I think, in the early to mid game, and if they can abuse that timing, I could still see it working.
Yeah, something that we didn't see at all in the previous game, and something that I feel like we should keep in the back of our minds, is the Winter Wyvern that we've only seen once mid from Tundra, but I just wanted to put it out there. Never mind, just got banned.
Yeah, with the
Because it's generally
TB.
pretty good against TB, but yeah. Never mind.
No, it was still
You're on,
great.
though.
It was a good suggestion for sure, and I feel like that hero might just be OP right now in pubs. Like it's like first pick or first ban. So just the Holy Locket build with the Cold Embrace is just one of those things in Dota right now. You're like, yeah, that's broken.
And then the other hero, I guess, is the AA, but because they have the Terrorblade on OG, they're not necessarily as afraid of it because they have the ability to use the Sunder. So could be something for OG to look at. But of course, we know that No Tail's not really heading in towards the meta supports. He's digging a little bit deeper. Then again,
Yep.
we said the same thing about the carry, and they currently have a Terrorblade. So
Yeah, Fada has played Abaddon, Nyx, Clockwork, and I think that's it.
I mean, he hasn't even played Clockwork. There
Oh,
was Snaking that
right.
played the clock when they had
Oh,
it.
you're right, it was.
But it's just about a Nyx Assassin, so we're going to see him play something entirely new.
New
So-
Fada here, what is it?
yeah, when Fada plays Dota, he you know how you have like your little hero portrait on your UI? He actually just takes a picture of Undying and he just like tapes it over top, and he just basically pretends that he's Undying or Ogre or Ab. It doesn't actually matter, right? He
Yeah,
plays
so
the same hero every time.
Well, it will be a little different, but you think it's going to be a melee. is what
Yeah,
you're
it's
saying.
just the body, chuck
Yeah,
something
yeah.
in there, be Fada.
But you wouldn't say
We
like
just like
Lion
those.
or Hoodwink would be options for them.
Probably not for Fada. No, I would highly suspect that they're gonna pick some like Ogre or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was gonna
Yeah,
ask,
I
like,
know I'm reaching, but
Oh no, it's fine. It's not that bad. Like Ogre, if they wanted to do the Luna, right? Ogre Luna would be great, or they could do Ogre something else. I definitely could see Ogre being the pick for Fada for sure. I'm just trying to think like what is that best melee hero? Like Elder Titan maybe versus Terrorblade. Like
Yeah.
what's the If you're gonna pick a melee, what's the best melee versus Terrorblade?
Yeah, meta-wise, it's probably ET. I don't know if I've ever seen a Fada ET, but I mean, it would suit his playstyle. That's for sure.
Some of the heroes he's played as 5 is he has played Tide as a 5, so there's a
True.
kind of a flex potential. But Viper and Brewmaster come to mind for heroes that he also likes to play on that offlane, other than on dying. Offlane, I mean, on position 5, other than on dying.
Brew 5 is definitely a game up kind of hero. That's when you're feeling yourself a little too hard, the cursor hovers over the brew. No, guys, trust me, the Wind Panda is so good this game. It's definitely worth it.
I personally think it could be fine. I think that the Panda is actually pretty good versus Nyx too, because you just kind of enter this like untouchable state. And the thing you have to remember about Fada is like this guy he's been playing core for like 7 years. Like he's an incredibly like capable 5 player. So him playing, you know, these more difficult high skill heroes, I don't think is really a concern. It's just a question of whether or not he's played them very much recently, or how confident he is to kind of go back on it.
All right. Well, they have the pick out of this ban phase. They've gone for the Lina. Okay, so Nine's Lina was very, very good previously, and we've seen Nine on that before. That was the second time we saw him play it in this qualifiers. And is there any kind of flex potential still for that Lina, or are we just straight up saying that's going to be Nine's once again?
It could very easily be a Fada hero if they chose to pick some sort of a stun, but most of the stun heroes for 1 positions are pretty bad against Terrorblade, I'd say. Like the Wraith King, the Sven, the CK.
I also just remembered that I know Snaking has played only Mirana this tournament so far, but the Fata Mirana also one of his classics. So there is still that curveball, even though I don't really see it be likely as a POS 5.
No, and I think in these grand finals, you will see people on like the heroes that they've played on the tournament. People really just want to oftentimes play like what they're familiar with and what they've been.
So,
you want to win or lose with your best stuff, especially in the grand finals.
So now, does that make it worth it to go like the PL? Do you think here with like because this looks like a pretty good PL game with those 3 heroes, but the Luna's also still in, and you've been playing Luna. But they don't go that way. They want to keep it hidden.
Yep, and
which
they
makes
get the
sense.
Enchantress. Enchantress is, I think, very good against both Terrorblade and Nyx Assassin. Terrorblade for the reason you can take the illusion that might be split pushing, and Nyx Assassin for the reason that you can actually group up and push towers. And I've mentioned this a couple of times, but you can group up and push towers on any minute. You don't have to wait for a catapult. So that allows your team to just group up around objectives and not have like that one hero like delay your push. You know what I mean? Like you can just dive the tower, force the issue. Which is going to make Nyx like not run around using Vendetta to scout your team and get those little tiny pickoffs. He's going to have to team fight, which he's not that strong at early on.
And she's not a melee hero, but she basically plays like one when you're 5. Like she gets a creep, you put the body in there, especially against all the right clickers.
Yeah, you like it calling it the body. I always call it like the wall is the word that I use, or the tank, I guess, is another word. But I always call it the wall. You call it the body. Same idea. Like you're on the front lines. You're the guy who's like, you know, kind of baiting them to go on you, right? Enchantress is one of the better heroes for that, because even if you die, you may still have your creep, and then you have something to do while you're waiting to respawn.
OG taking quite a bit of time to decide on this, their 4th pick over here. And in terms of carries still in the pool to take out the Terrorblade, I know it's been mentioned in the past, but the Phantom Lancer next to the Luna still, of course, in the pool as well. What is OG talking about here? Oh, never mind. They go for the Timber Saw. We got ourselves our Seb hero.
Yep. This is their 18 pick. This is their strongest pick. It's got to be a core. It had to be the offlaner. Their draft is looking a little light on the disables. Terrorblade and Timber are very much like all on damage. So I'm a little bit hesitant. I'm curious what pick they'll find for their last pick to kind of tie it all together. I'm hoping like some heavy catch. Hopefully.
I wonder if this will be a no-tail or a Soxa Nyx Assassin at this point with their lane setup.
I think with having the Timber Saw, I mean, you don't see your carry matchup yet, but provided his matchup versus the carry isn't too bad, and there's only a couple of heroes that give Timber Saw a hard time, this is where you can like pick a stronger safe lane core to fight up against the Tide Mirana, and then just let Nyx sort of like pull the wave and then just start roaming at like level 2 or 3 with Tranquil Boots. So Nyx, because he's such a bad laner, he loves playing with self-sufficient offlaners like Timbersaw, like Broodmother. Any of these heroes that go like first item Ring of Health into Hood, they're going to be fine on their own after level 3.
And
Am I an idiot?
What?
Sorry.
Why?
No.
No, why?
So
No.
far, all 4 heroes that are picked by OG, they have not played in the entire qualifiers.
Well, we definitely
None of them.
They're also all extremely meta.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a good point. They are not as familiar with these heroes for sure. That is a fact. I think today, at least in the Enigma series, they brought out like a lot of new stuff.
True.
I thought. I'm sorry, in the OG versus Enigma, right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you were right.
I feel like they brought a lot of new stuff. So these guys are just, maybe they just had like a conscious discussion where they're like, let's just adapt, right? Like, we're the better team. Like, let's adapt and just play our game.
Oh man, I love that Shadow Demon ban because like they have all these no-tail heroes still left in that he's been showing, but Shadow Demon again would have been something that sure it's like super meta. Maybe they haven't been playing it, but it would have been so good this game with the break and everything. Potentially later, but so he could play his big stacking game, but like with the Chen or the Naga Siren. But then you go back to what Peter was mentioning in terms of like really just a strong helping out like Witch Doctor kind of hero maybe.
I also feel like you could just potentially pick you could do the 5 Nyx if you really wanted. It's just that top lane is going to be kind of rough, I think, for a Terrorblade. And you could pick like a more like catch hero, like a Shadow Shaman for Saksa. It's a hero he likes. Gives them a little bit more tower push, not necessarily going to have to... Okay, Hoodwink.
That's a good balance.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of both aspects.
Yeah. He's pretty good at... I think Hoodwink he kind of fills the same role as Treant Protector in a lot of games. He's very good at slowing down the games because he'll play in the safe lane where the enemy team is trying to speed up the game by pushing your towers, and he can kind of hide in the trees, delay creep waves, defend the towers. I think they needed that, and this will give them the ability to defend their towers while split pushing with Invoker and Terrorblade, and then that'll force Tundra to split up to deal with the split push, and that's where Nyx will find pickoffs.
It's a tough last pick because you could go for like just the PL for example, but it feels a little bit ugly into that lane of the Timber, and then you might get forced in the jungle on the earlier end, and okay, they just go for the Big Daddy. All right, that's a little bit annoying for a Timber in some ways. And then the Soul Ring comes out, and it's not this huge deal though.
I think it's a good pick, and I think it's a good pick because of the reasons I kind of mentioned before. Like OG is kind of slowing down this game with that last pick Hoodwink. They don't really have a lot of catch and disable outside of the Nyx Assassin. So, and there's also a 5-position Nyx, so it's probably going to be a pretty slow game. And yeah, the split push coming out from probably Boots of Travelina plus an Enchantress Creep plus an Anti-Mage. OG is going to have a hard time, I think, grouping up.
They almost never pick tower pushers on OG. It's like one of the things because it's almost like they don't want to take the tower sometimes because they just keep baiting you into those bad fights like over and over again. You know what I mean? Like how many times do you fight them 3 times in the mid tower and just keep losing your advantage there?
Yeah. So I like Tundra. I think.
Yeah.
I think their cores look just much better on paper. I don't love this like no disable kind of 3-core from OG. So I'll just go Tundra 2-0.
Snake King. I don't know. Snake King undefeated Mirana coming back with a 3-3 tie. They get their big opener. I don't really think it looks like a bad tie game after everything that's happened. Like there's not really early BKBs, right? I mean, Thompson's going to try and get his on the earlier end, but then you got 7 Sumail who are kind of susceptible. So it's easy to go for Tundra after they make that comeback in game 1, and I think I'll hop on the train.
All right.
Thank you.
You say Snake King undefeated Mirana. Tundra is undefeated everything at this point. They haven't dropped a single game yet. Let's see if they can continue that streak and take this 2-0 as my analysts think. Or maybe OG will tie the series 1-1. We're finding out together with Lyrical and Aui.
Thank you so much again, Shiver. And yes, Aui, we're into this game number 2. You said at the beginning that if Tundra found a way to win it, you thought it was going to go the 3-0 series. Do you still stand by that? Were there things that you saw from OG that sort of gave you some hope going into this game number 2? And what do you think of the draft?
I think Tundra's favored in this draft. I think if the teams play the same as they did game 1, actually, I'm not sure because OG they played really well for the first half of last game. My same was like. I mean, if they play the same with that type of draft and they can win from that type of draft disadvantage, I feel like they're so strongly favored that they're going to 3-0 them. the series. I don't know though. This game, the anti-mage pick was actually really good. I was thinking of like PL, but then you're picking PL into Timbersaw. Enchantress anti-mage should actually win this lane, I think, as long as Enchantress buys enough souls for the anti-mage. And I feel like 3-3 is going to have such a good game this series. People think that Timbersaw counters Tidehunter, and he does to a certain extent. But just because of how Kraken Shell works, the Whirling Death is not as effective against Tidehunter as he is against other strength heroes. So I think they have that going for them.
The other thing about that too is as the game gets later, obviously, Tidehunter, like Refresher, Ravage is just so insanely good, and you can see he's doing the same thing. So this is the build now. If you see a Tidehunter in your pubs with no items, either be really afraid, or this dude like knows the Helm of the Dominator build and is about to kill with it. So you know, keep your eyes out for that one for sure. But yeah, the starting here, the anti-mage, a hero that I feel like we've seen a little bit in these qualifiers. So you think it's just like the mixture of the laning stage, the matchup against the Terrorblade? Is there anything that he needs to be particularly worried about on Skitter?
And Terrorblade is supposed to be an anti-mage counter. You get that reflection that mana burns him. You have really high armor, and anti-mage just has like the most pathetic stacking in the game, so you can hit him really hard in fights. But the thing about anti-mage this game is I think the lane versus Timbersaw is quite solid. Like, you just mana burn down Timbersaw, and he's a really good mana void target for you later. Offline Timbersaw, if he doesn't have a good lane, he can't get to like Bloodstone and stuff. He has to go some stable tanky items, which means that his mana pool is always going to be relatively low.
That is a frustrating one to deal with for sure there. Seb gonna have to deal with that pressure coming out, particularly once the Enchantress gets a creep. Currently, they've only been body blocking that hard camp, actually. So there is a Mud Golem that spawned over on the medium camp if eventually they want to make that move over. But Skitter, ooh, dropped down to 15 HP, but the salve will be passed over. And I don't know, it looked like maybe there's a chance there they could have gone in, but taking
he still had the Fairy Fire. He was being very calm there, not popping that too early. And they did build up somehow sort of a double wave creep advantage, which is why they were able to pressure Skitter there. Just more creeps means you're stronger in these fights. Fada, he will bring out only Tangos, actually. I'm surprised. I feel like they should bring out another Salve right away. Maybe even Tangos and Salve, because Anti-Mage, like, you need to be at full HP in order to trade. And how the lane works is you trade with your opponent, and then you salve up, and they salve up, but they've lost a lot of mana, and you have more resources then.
Makes sense to me. We've seen, as we're actually getting a little bit of pressure up there top, but also mid, the really good performance from 9 last time around is just trying to bully back Topson as much as possible in this laning stage, and already 11-2 versus that 7-2 from Topson. 9 definitely standing out on this hero.
Yeah, it's definitely one of 9's preferred heroes. See, top lane. 33, he already has his Helm of Ironwell. And, you know, Terrorblade, he is free farming with that first meta versus a no item offlaner. But I don't think 33 is that sad in this lane. He has a eventual pressure when he gets his Helm of Dominator, and he's even feeling pretty good right now.
Has the 5 regen, 6 armor. It's really good to deal with that type of pressure that comes in and sort of gives him some amount of sustain at the very least. So we'll kind of be keeping an eye on that one, but likely with 2 heroes having a bunch of armor, it's not going to be a ton of action. Down bottom, things still getting a little bit testy with Skitter and Fada, as they are attempting to sort of deal with that aggression that comes out from the Hoodwink. So frustrating and annoying to deal with, and the Timber Chains through.
I just feel like bottom lane, it should be a lead for Tundra here if they bought a lot of Self Enchantress. You don't need any net worth on Enchantress to be effective the game, at least in the lane stage. And he has realized that. He's gotten the Salve and Tango coming out, but a cool ward coming in from OG, both scouting bottom rune and blocking that hard camp from Enchantress.
Well, very, very cool. LSA there in the mid lane, going to connect on to Topson, but then the turnaround afterwards, and Nidenham trading a couple of hits. Be able to force back that Invoker again. And we saw Fada make the run over to that hard camp in the triangle, take away the Satyr creep, and now he's going to come back with it as the meta's popped up top. 3-3 able to back away. And both safe laners trying to deal with this pressure in different ways, and 3-3 definitely getting more farm, at least in the early part of it, as Sumail and him trading hits, looking for those body blocks. Sumail I mean, this is such a hard kill. With the anchor smash, he actually doesn't care at all. Notail's just blocking him to nothing.
Yeah, just a combination of the damage reduction plus the plus armor from Helm of Iron Will, and even the level 2 Kraken Shell just means that Sumail hits him for nothing. Notail getting arrowed here.
Oh, a chance for a kill. Right click's coming through, and first blood. Drawn by 3-3.
And this is the best possible hero to get first blood, because how it works when you're rushing an item like Helm of the Dominator, you can sort of think to the Necro book back when it was in the game, is if you accelerate that timing, all of a sudden you kick your opponent out of lane that much earlier. And they are putting a little bit of pressure on Skitter now, but now he has his Ring of Health. He's feeling pretty stable in this lane.
Does have the continual, actually Fada just, since they didn't win the lane at the start, is going off to jungle a little bit, getting these hard camps and taking them down afterwards. We'll see what he ends up doing with it, as Saksa does make the move on in, gonna get that clarity broken. And they'll end up in a little bit of a battle here. Bushwhack comes out, they have the net and the skeletons, trying to soak up some of that acorn shot damage. Thompson won't even be able to get in range there. Oh, but Saksa, does he go down? The right clicks, looking for the chase. It's not quite gonna get there.
He still has a Fairy Fire. He's pretty chill there. This is one of the strengths of Hoodwink, is that he just does so much damage on early levels because of Acorn Shot. And also, he's just 320 MS, so it feels very smooth to play him. All his stats feel, honestly, a little bit overtuned in my opinion. He's a very strong pick right now. But, top rune. They want to get this away from Lina.
That was mid leap. They get the second leap out afterwards. And Snake King going to get away. 9 looks like he's going to eat through that EMP. And the turn now onto Thompson. Misses the LSA, misses the arrow, misses everything. And they won't miss on Notail. Can they find this rundown though? The Bushwhack comes out. Nice reaction. OG coming together a little bit there in that mid lane.
And 9 has no TP. He actually walked home and TP'd mid, so he's ready for the 6-minute rune fight. Snake King's getting chased down here.
Yeah, Saksa makes that move. And again, this Hoodwink, it's been so deadly throughout like all of the qualifiers in the regions that we've been watching, and again showing its prowess.
Honestly, that was like a very weird sequence of events where you just had, you know, they're trying to kill a full HP Invoker. He has 1100 HP with a Fairy Fire, you know, 2 no talisman, just a relatively tanky hero at this point. And as a result, like 9's net worth, he was doing well in lane, but now he's below Invoker. You can sort of see why Invoker is counterpicked to pick against Lina, because you have high regen, you burn his mana with the EMP as he's doing now, and Cold Snap is a great tool against him. They're going again.
And the Bushwhack, long range, trying to bring down 9. The right click's coming through the urn. Is it going to be enough? LSA, but dead. Saksa attempting to escape, and as a Fairy Fire, he's fine too. Lina, after such a good early game, is just getting wrecked. And the person making all these moves is Saksa. He is absolutely carrying OG through this early game. Look at these wards like that they place down too. It's just like this little triangle and then also back behind the tower. They see everything.
I feel like there's a little bit of a weird disparity here. Like, where's Fada during this? He's playing Enchantress, probably the strongest roamer in the game. They didn't really win. Oh, big rotation for 9 bottom. This could be his catch-up.
Okay, that's what they needed. Seb gets caught out, and Skitter pairing together with 9, able to find that kill. Exactly what they needed.
Oh, and they're chaining this. Fada, he wants to get active here. He smoked up 9. And can they kill Invoker, though? This seems like a little bit of a hard kill. They do have a Dust on Fada ready.
They have the net, too. Enchant, trying to get into position there for the net into Arrow, and they will find it. Arrow comes out perfectly in time. The Bushwhack to get a little bit of separation, though. Do they have enough? Trying to find the finish. A couple more punches, goes invis. The right clicks come through, and they get that kill. But Saksa hoping to find a little bit of retribution. No Tail's moved in. 3-3 is here, too, but he doesn't have the mana for Ravish. I don't know if they clicked on him or not. He's just body blocking No Tail. Everybody in the mid lane, with the exception of Anti-Mage, as the Impetus Shot goes out, trying to take down No Tail. Still not enough mana for the Ravage, and the Illusion almost kills Snake King, alive on 11 HP, as they chase them down. And it looks like with the body blocks, takes back over the Mud Golem. Thought about the Hurl Boulder, but doesn't go for it.
Yeah, just 8 heroes in the middle lane at 8 minutes in the game, as we expect in normal Dota. Snake King, he hasn't had more than 1 leap charged for like the last 4 minutes of the game. And I was criticizing Fada's early rotations a little bit there, but he pays it back with dividends. You know, he's part of the play Well, not really, to kill the Timbersaw, and he smokes his Lina very quickly to get Thompson. I think he might also block the smoke coming in from OG. They want revenge here. Maybe...
Well, they have a lot of people, though. Nine's in the area, too. And Centaur lifted up along with Fada. The bushwhack afterwards. They're going to kill the Ench. And Skitter realizing as could get a little bit spicy. Oh, the turn! A chance. They have the hoof stomp afterwards. Can't connect onto Seb. Able to timber chain through. So a trade there of both supports for each other's lives, but it's going to be Seb that's able to try and put the pressure on. But a good play here with the Helm of the Dominator creep, which is going to be keeping the creep wave off of the tower on the bottom side. Or
that's an Ench creep. The Helm creep that's at top. Creeps. There are so many. Just a lot of Goat Swish coming out for Enchantress and Tidehunter with this build. They really want to kick No Tail to the top. You cannot let the enemy 5 or 4 just sit in this lane, and the Helm creep is going to scout them out here. They have a stunned arrow, maybe?
Good impale. Able to interrupt. So he is going to stay up there. Tundra are going to try and keep that pressure on now, and the mana burn, so annoying to deal with as this Tidehunter does have a soul ring. But they are going to mount this pressure here. Nobody else showing up at the moment.
Meanwhile, Summel, he pops meta, takes a free bottom tower, he's chilling. You know, Seb had a pretty good lane, and now Seb's just going to come top and defend this tower. This is a huge map control move from OG. If you can ever take the enemy safe lane tower and defend your own, it just creates a lot of disparity in the map, like the map, I don't know, map control?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And now Terribly, he's just going to farm all of this area. Meanwhile, Antimage, he's sort of stuck farming waves as they push into him. He can't really go top against Timbersaw.
Ooh, Laguna Blade thrown out a little bit wild. 3-3 again, not quite there with the mana. No Tail chasing down 9, trying to find that kill. They buy back. This is double Centaurs as well. The Ravage will come out. They connect now onto Thompson, tries to get in range. Hoof Stomp number 1, Hoof Stomp number 2. No, the Bushwhack to interrupt, but Hoof Stomp number 2 comes out afterwards. Arrow gonna connect, but Seb able to block it. Thompson still living through it. They take down Fada, and 3-3 just has to back. 9 couldn't stay strong in that mid lane. And they end up punishing OG, looking good and snaking. He just came back to life. Brought down again. 9 hoping to find something, but he's already used his Laguna Blade here. They will kill the creep wave, but Seb, not deterred, is going to stand there and tank it.
A little bit of space for Skitter there, but OG, they're just running them over. That was the Ravage expended, Laguna Blade. Even the first Potomo is a very valuable ultimate, and they got nothing there. Sort of, you know, snaking, he bought back, by the way, and he just dies back instantly. It's a long respawn. OG, they're getting map control, but the gold, it's still pretty even here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Misses that stomp. Fada, he's going to get the Arcane Rune. Oh, able to dodge away from the Bushwhack, but I don't know if he's going to be dodging away from this one. As Thompson finds the last touch there. These supports just getting murked.
Going on top.
One for him. And 3-3 dies. Also, OG. All across the map, they're connecting with these kills, making the right plays. And again, it is space for the Anti-Mage, but this Anti-Mage trying to get in towards that Battle Fury, and it's feeling like it's going to take Skitter a while.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to stand against the Terrorblade timing. Like, honestly, at this point, I'm already thinking about like how the high ground defense goes for Tundra, because OG, they have a lot of tempo in this game, and they do have the Alacrity Terrorblade. It might not be a high ground defense, but it's the same concept when, you know, you're fighting around these objectives, the tier 2s, tier 1s, and Roshan. I mean, it has to be off like bursting a hero with Ravage Arrow and Lina spells, but it's looking hard, honestly. Antimage, he's not the type of hero that gets an item and puts pressure on your opponent to help you come back from behind.
No, that is not really the game plan there. It feels like if there's going to be moves to be made, it has to be around like 9 and 3-3, doing some big stuff. And you talk about like being able to push this Terrorblade out of lane with the Helm of the Dominator creep. 3-3, they haven't taken that top tower.
Do you see the midway for Dire here? 3-3 has stacked up multiple ways with his Helm of the Dominator creep, just so that they could protect mid tower.
Oh, whoa.
And now there's going to be a triple wave here.
Yeah, it's coming in between the tier 1 and tier 2 right now.
Okay, so those were actually the top creeps. So you hold all the top creeps.
Down bottom, though, they catch Skitter. Oh, no, they won't get him. Bushwhack afterwards. Instead, they're going to find snaking yet again, but will he die? Meanwhile, the Ravage looking for the turn. Who's he decide to go on? They're trying to kill Thompson. It's ambitious, but is it going to be good enough? No. They can't get him. And now the rundown 9 hoping to escape, but there's nowhere to go. All of OG grouped together and taken down Tundra. What a finish.
Look at this move from Sumo. Instant fight into TP mid. He's going to chase away 3-3 and then hit mid tower. This is the best meta you can ask for. Kills into objectives.
Really nicely played there as 3-3 is going to get ran down. Doesn't have anywhere else to go. Seb finds the final touch. And they are just getting stomped in this early going.
To be fair, this did happen last game. And look at top lane.
It's true.
Anti-Mage, he's trying to catch up. There are like 14 creatures, but OG know this. They're trying, their objective to come here is just to stop him from farming all these creeps.
Oh man, Skitter does a little do-si-do action, but Seb moving in. Fats is there also. Skitter's just AFK farming. They're clipping the wave on him right now. Oh, all he wants to do is hit some creeps, but they won't let it happen. And this creep wave, I mean, it could go the distance. It's going to be a lot of pressure. Sucks a tipping 3-3 who started all this mess.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
this
this
waves.
move, it was supposed to give Anti-Mage a ton of farm, but instead it's just, you're just building up a huge wave. Timbersaw, he tanks a tower, and now you still have like 12 creeps here to do damage to the tier 2.
Yeah, this is problematic right now for Tundra. Do they have... God, they still have a minute until Ravage is back up. It feels so impossible to fight without that. But at the same time, like you can't just let them take this tier 2, which it feels like they're thinking about it. And yeah, it's already in there. Mana Void. Oh,
Ooh.
all right.
I like that.
Cool, Skitter. That got him
That's
his
a
Battle
good
Fury.
Mana Void.
Farming Mana Void. Who would have thunk
Yeah,
it?
but look at Fada. It's 16 minutes in. He's level 5 on Enchantress. 0-6.
Now about to be 7.
Well,
And-
6-6 there I meant, but
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's
yeah, he
it's-
just... I don't feel like Enchantress has really had impact this game. Like, bottom lane, I feel like he had to buy more salves, and then there was like, they got out-roamed on the map, sort of, by a hoodwink. I don't think this is what Tundra's game plan was. Maybe a bit of inexperience on the hero, maybe something happened, like a breakdown of how they talked about the lane was supposed to go, but it just hasn't really worked out for Tundra this game at all.
A 3,000 gold lead into the favor of OG. Not insurmountable, but this is the type of lineup from OG with the Terrorblade that can take full advantage when you start to get a little bit of your lead and then just never let go of it. So we'll see what they need to do. Your thoughts for them and like objectives over the next couple of minutes for OG? Do they just sort of keep the pressure on, or oh wait a minute, 3-3? God, it's, I mean, they keep on finding Seb in this series, whether it's the Tidehunter last game or the Timbersaw this game, and it's really difficult to take this hero down.
Yeah, he's done a good job in both games, just sort of positioning himself where Tundra want to farm. And I think the timing for OG, like, the goal here is to prevent the enemy team's net worth from increasing. When you're ahead, it's better to get more ahead by preventing the enemy from farming than just farming more yourself. Because, like, gold disparities mean more, you know? Think about, I'm 50k and 15k and you're 10k, compared to I'm 25k and you're 20k. The 15k versus 10k is much more compelling. And we can see 9, he gets caught again bottom.
Yeah, the right click's coming through there. Ooh, LSA.
Arrow.
Laguna Blade, a chance for a turnaround. No Tail doesn't have anything left in the tank to help his buddy. So they take down Thompson, a really big kill.
Yep, snaking.
They're
With the
still
pot
under
on bottom,
this ward.
just... Wait, did 3-3, he dragged another creep wave to anti-mage mid there, so he got both top and mid waves. If you farm 2 waves, like 2 waves every 30 seconds, it's basically farming like 1200 GPM or something ridiculous. He's accelerating on anti-mage like crazy.
This could be a problem here. And I mean, the thing about this too is like, Tundra have been able to keep some pretty good vision out there on the map over the last few minutes that have enabled this type of stuff to happen. But they are going to eventually chase down and kill Snaking. So they find him bottom. The lead,
But
staying
that
about
was
static.
I mean, that was a good turnaround, to be honest. OG were pushing towards 5k right now, right? And now the arrow, it's sort of gone up on the graph because, you know, anti-mage, he's just out-efficiencying them because of 3-3's pulling with the HOTD. And then the turnaround kill on Evoker, like, that was huge. 9 was about to not have a game. They catch Enchantress, it happens. Just a boy trying to defend his tower.
These things are, this is the life that they're going to lead now, it feels like. But yeah, it's definitely the avenue back into this game is all through Skitter. He has to be the one to carry them here. They do. Ooh, they scan right where he was. Skitter, the Lina courier goes right by and tops it. Gonna get caught, but not enough afterwards, actually. Now the bushwhack. Skitter jumping away, trying to escape. Has blink back up in a second. Looking for the escape, but he solo gets the courier kill, actually. But eventually will get brought down by that spirit vessel. So a good catch there by OG. So they managed to catch Skitter.
I was mousing over Thompson's Code Snap range as he went towards Lina there. I think he was like 50 range away from getting Code Snap an additional kill. But Saksa, he's caught snaking. They pop meta.
They are falling apart right now on Tundra. Sunstrike goes out. Is it going to be on the mark? No, not quite. Snaking able to escape. I mean, I guess this is what they need to do, but they just keep on bleeding kills.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing like cops and robbers right now on the Tundra side because you can't fight your opponent at all. They're too strong when they're together. But the problem is you're running around the map against an Invoker and a Nyx Assassin who are hunting you down. And Sumail, he popped meta. He doesn't get to kill snaking, but they just use it to get another objective as they go for Roshan here. Alacrity to Terrorblade, always a classic.
Wait a minute. Look in the dire base right now. In the dire base, they're trying to snipe couriers with the Helm of the Dominator creep. They're not letting them get in there.
Oh my god.
Anything at all to slow down the game. That is unbelievable. I mean, they're taking Roche at the same time, but they got him on patrol command right now.
Did he get any? He got two. Like he got No Tail's courier with this range creep. Dude, this has to be so annoying because something that I really love about Dota is Dota as a game is inherently. Oh wait, 1 second. Tops is catching snaking top here.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
He gets the arrow though. Run away, snaking, but he is in a world of hurt.
Yeah, he's not even bothering to use his last sleep there. But one of the things I love about Dota is the game is so complicated that a lot of the reason why top players make a lot of mistakes is there's just too much to do. If you add in additional elements like, hey, I can't use my courier normally, I have to send it around the side, oftentimes it can lead to sort of like unforced errors from your opponent. I mean, I guess in that case it would be forced errors,
right?
But the same idea. And man, Tundra, they're behind, but they're being so annoying.
They really are.
Like,
it's unbelievable. Like they keep on catching these waves with
Fada.
the Enchantress. Oh, will he get caught again? Looking like he's gonna go 0-8-2 here. As the break, Tornado lift up, does get some heals afterwards, but ends up dying. Oh, Courier, back in the base, looking for it. One more punch, comes through. Oh, but he got into the fountain. Able to lift through it. Back and forth it goes.
Look how the courier has to move. He has to dance on the top side. Who wants to go back to kill a random range creep, right?
This is the craziest thing. Do this in your pubs, honestly. This is gonna be amazing.
God, this is insane levels of creativity coming out from 3-3. It's so cool to see plays like this because, you know, even though they're behind, you can really see like Tundra, they came back 3 times from over 11k gold deficits in this qualifier, despite going 7-0 until maybe this game. And you're really seeing now, like, even when they're behind, they're eking out every advantage. But OG, they don't want Tundra to have that chance. They want to go high ground now. Alacrity on Terrorblade, Metamorphosis with the Arcane Rune, they're looking really strong here.
Yeah, you can do the cute plays, but it might not be enough in the end. They do take back over the Terrorblade illusions with that enchant.
They sniped another courier.
Yeah, but the tier 3 tower is going down. Seb is up there tanking for him. Arrow does connect. And Fata gonna back out again. Sharpshooter not gonna be on the mark, but Fata gets hit by the Sunstrike. Not enough for the kill. Another courier goes down. No tails this time. But buildings are falling, and that is definitely the bigger objective. They're trying to kill another one. 3-3 out there on the map. They're not even in the base. They're just hunting couriers now. Fata dies. Meanwhile, Skitter just keeps on trying to go for the AFK farm play. They have definitely given up this Rax as they'll take down 9 to boot. But in the mid lane, they're trying to pressure this mid tier 1 tower. They just completely gave up that Rax. But they do have another cut of the creep wave here. Terrorblade Illusion getting taken by the Enchantress and then pushing out top lane. Backdoor protection is up.
A rare micro mistake from 3-3 because he actually had a creep dragging this top wave and the creep wave just matched a kill. I mean, he did kill, like, he was doing 16 things at the same time, so we should forgive him for this. But they do eventually get the creeps, and without backdoor protection, they're going to take the racks. Honestly, I think they took that through backdoor protection, so it's not like 3-3's mistake did anything. Sumail, he is just so farmed. He has SY Dragonlance Scotty and over half of Butterfly at 24 minutes.
That is impressive and terrifying if you are a Tundra fan or a Tundra player. But Sumail, definitely the king right now of the net worth, and looking to try and find a way to close this out, most likely around that second row. She still has the Aegis for another minute. We'll see if they try and do something else in that time period. But smoke up. Oh, 3-3. They do have that Ravage. Do they want to blow it all, though, on the Aegis Terrorblade? He said still a minute away. 9 gonna try and slow this down a little bit. The big wraparound, though. 3-3 and Snaking are looking for that backline. Jump forward, finds Spada. 9 gonna pop that Laguna Blade, looking for a jump. Do they have an opening? Thompson right on top of him, killing off that Invoker. Huge kill. Sumail, they're trying to leave him for last. LSA, a little bit of kiting going on, but it's a Terrorblade. He is terrifying. Seb there to protect that TB as he jumps pretty aggressively in there, and the rest of Tundra, they're gonna back out. It was a buyback from Thompson. That might be enough for them.
That was 2 buybacks from OG. Notel and Fada also buying back during that fight, and you know, anytime you're behind and you can force out core buybacks on the enemy team, it always, in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, guys, we have a chance. If we clutch Thompson again, they're going to be down to core hero. And I mean, you can be the most farmed hero in the game. You can't 1v5 in this patch without allies. You will get kited, they'll eventually get halberds, you know, it won't work. You need allies to stun them and disable them so you can hit them. Much like Snaking's getting stunned and disabled into his death top.
And that was, again, just pulling these creep waves. They have Fada taking over illusions, and then they've got Snaking pulling the waves. They got another one as Skitter tries to take that one down towards mid, kills the wave, runs away from Sumail. They're being unbelievably annoying in this game on the side of Tundra. Like, I don't think I've seen something like this before in a while.
This is giving me the good old Cloud9 vibes, you know? Fada channeling our former team's energy. I'm loving it. I mean, honestly, from my perspective, having played a lot of these games, I think it's very, very low percentage that they win this game. But I thought the exact same thing about Game 1, and they pulled it off there. So, I mean, they're... So,
3-3.
He's just hitting Tidehunter.
Yeah, tried to TP out of there, but Nyx was right on top of him. So another catch there by OG. And you can see the highest net worth at 25 minutes, 7th highest for him. So having a pretty freaking good game on the Terrorblade, if we do say so ourselves. Definitely the time to do it in the grand finals for a TI spot.
Yeah, and this isn't... Oh, Skitter, he got caught here. He has no TP.
Oh, they also kill Fada. It looks like Skitter's going to be okay. He's backing out of there. Can they pressure this at all, knowing he doesn't have a TP?
The thing is, if you don't have your TP, you can't push lanes effectively. Like, just not having a TP takes away a lot of your net worth. Normally, he would like to be at these Ancients, farming his 27-minute items. Hey, OG, look where their wards are. They're ready to deal with the rats, you know? There's no aggressive wards. I mean, they do have one bottom. But they're placing their wards just to deal with what Tundra is trying to do.
And they do finally... oh, interesting. They do finally have a creep wave mid, but it's dead now. Backdoor protection disabled as up top there's also a wave shoving in. So yeah, the rat-tastic plays are finally going to have to be put on hold for the moment.
They're smoked up here. They have Ravage. They want to find Thompson. They know if he has no buyback.
They spot him. There's the big jump potential. Do they go for him? No! They get the tornado catch. Thompson too much on that mark. And the sharpshooter not quite going to connect. But a really good play there by OG to stop that pressure. Round 2, jump forward, Ravage. It comes out, connects on the top. LSA, they bring him down. Sumail, he gets exploded. He doesn't have buyback either. Seb getting caught now. Can they kill him off? Tundra haven't lost anything. The chase down continuing. Oh, and I think that 3-3 dropped an Ironwood tree to break his Timber Chain. That was really nicely played by Tundra as they explode the Terrorblade.
All right. They, holy, like...
Dude, are we getting a repeat?
I can't believe they're clawing their way back into this. They bursted a free farm Terrorblade with... Like, what did they just popped their BKB on Lina, and they just killed him. I don't know how to word it otherwise, and all of a sudden, OG, despite being so dominant in this game, they might be still up in golden EXP, but the momentum, it's swinging.
Looking for a quick pick there, maybe getting a little bit grasping at straws for the moment as they tried to blow up Snaking, but it doesn't happen. I feel like we've seen this story before, Aui. Cold Snap there, tries to catch onto one. They will get the pullback. Tornado afterwards. Arrow not going to connect. but it's only a 3,000 gold lead.
I need to know in this game, like how much gold the couriers gave them, because it's very possible that these plays are only possible because of like the general net worth that you get from couriers. Couriers are undervalued in Dota right now. One courier snipe can often be the same as like killing a tier 1 tower.
And look at the little courier, the little creep heading out on its mission. Thompson.
Oh my god, it's still there. It's what is this?
All right, take 100 gold. You know, you gave us some with the couriers. We'll give you some back there.
But like 100 gold to scout an enemy in their base is worth it, you know? Like you're
That's
never
fair.
really, the opportunity cost is very low for Tidehunter here. And it's just such a beast play because it's so much attention, it's so much thinking power.
Oh, Thompson. Oh.
Ooh, he would have to get arrowed here to die though. I think, ooh, they're setting up on him though. They want this.
Yeah. Thompson, though, recognizing the potential there, is going to back out. Okay. Moonlight Shadow now, and then the retreat. It's wild, though. All those little plays starting to add up a little bit here for Tundra. But will it be enough? You still have, like you said, this free farm Terrorblade. And when he starts punching people, it hurts. Vision, 9.
Ooh.
No tail, right on top. Has BKB ready. Stun, not going to connect. BKB for the turnaround. Laguna Blades finding that kill on a no tail, maybe? Not quite. Popping the mech afterwards. Have to be wary. Sumail doesn't have a BKB. Oh, 3-3. He has Ravage, but they're waiting. Looking for an opening. In some trouble. They get the lift up there. 9 gonna TP back home. Fada gonna die, and 3-3 also goes down. So they don't decide to jump with that Ravage. And now BKB delivered for Sumail in a moment here, at least. It's on the courier. Roche, how far away? 30 seconds.
They don't use any of their big spells on Tundra, so they might potentially still be able to contest this Roche, and meta is going to be down. So despite OG winning, I mean, that was a good fight for OG, killing 2 heroes there. You do have a little bit of a timing window coming up for Tundra. Maybe if Skitter can split push bottom, force a bad TP, we might see like another miracle happen, because honestly, Tundra winning teamfights in this game is honestly a miracle to me.
I mean, look at this. They're just waiting. They know that, like, this is the timing with the Tidehunter dead that they want to take the Roche. It's going to spawn right now. And no vision in the pit at the moment. Oh, it looks like they're going to get away with this one. Tundra not able to
set
get
up
there.
an AM even.
Oh.
He's just being annoying.
Okay.
I think this read from OG was perfect, because even though, like, they don't know when Roshan's going to spawn, right? If it spawns a minute later, they're going to look silly in there. But they understand that if they do not get this Roshan right when it spawns, they will be vulnerable. Now, because you have this Aegis, you're sort of compensating for the fact that you don't have meta. That, I don't know, Seb used a lot of resources, it doesn't matter or something. Use Cataclysm. The Aegis covers for all of that, and now, you know, Tundra, they wanted to fight there. They smoked out for it, and they got nothing.
Now a smoke plate coming in from OG. Snaking, the one that they're going to run into, drops the triple meteor, and no tail with the stun right on top. That's exactly what they're looking for. Would have loved a bigger kill, but I think they're happy with that one. So we will have a pause now from Fata.
That was Snaking's gem.
Ooh.
So he ran into the Nyx, but Nyx was uphill. And that's, I mean, they got this gem because they realized that they need to win every single fight in order to win this game. So you're investing, like the biggest investment you can make in Dota is probably a rapier, you know? But Gem, to a lesser extent, is the support version of that, where you're saying, if we don't win this fight, we're going to be hugely behind. We need to take this risk. We're behind. Take some risks and come back. And, I mean, now OG, they have full map control and a Gem. All these wards, not that they have any, are going to get completely dewarded.
And furthermore, it's going to give OG that confidence to know that we can play that aggressive way forward. We know that they don't have vision of us, and sort of have that confidence to take the fights on their terms. So it's looking like it's a dangerous territory right now for Tundra. OG, 11,000 gold up. Again, some of that from the gem. But are you feeling like the anti-mage is actually starting to come online and become this hero that we were worried about for OG in the draft? Like, does Skitter have the tools that he needs to take these fights?
So, what I thought about anti-mage in this game is I thought anti-mage Enchantress was going to win their lane. I thought they're going to trade souls for a lot of Timbersaul's regen, his mana, and then he's going to be able to pressure that lane. And I thought Timbersaul would be way lower farmed. The fact that Timbersaul has so much farm is a huge worry for anti-mage, because I've actually seen games where Timbersaul can outscale an anti-mage. like regardless of the TV matchup, Timbersaw, once he gets to Aghanim's, Bloodstone, etc., I saw it specifically, I don't know if it's at TI or a major or whatever, but it was like Mu Dota on the Timbersaw, killing Anti-Mage solo over and over. And then you put in the fact that Terrorblade is like conceptually a good counter against Anti-Mage, just high armor, reflection against Anti-Mage, a lot of physical damage. It's looking really hard for Skitter to carry this game. However, like, I mean, they won that mid fight that I thought they couldn't do. They won last game, which I thought was completely over. Like, Tundra, they've been pulling some, like, skamazes out of their bag this tournament, and maybe this is one of them.
You goddamn memer.
I
love you.
I can't communicate like normal humans, so I have to talk in memes. It's the only way I can do it. I've
Look
just
at
been
this.
playing Dota for the last 15 years. I have nothing.
You know what? If it works, it works. I think everybody listening has a good understanding of what you're talking about there. I mean, it's what it's felt like. Like, just how the hell do they keep on winning these fights and making these comebacks happen? But the question becomes, is it just one step too far in this game too?
So
Can
I don't
OG
think
pull it even?
Anti-Mage can carry this game, but I actually think Lina can. Like last game, Lina was doing so much damage, he was chunking like some 6-star Tidehunter in a few seconds. 9 just finishes MKB. That's a lot of damage against Terrorblade. It's all like he has any magic. They're going.
Jump forward, Ravage tries to find it, blows him off. Oh, Thompson didn't stand a chance. Sumail drops round 1. Oh, they found the right
Use BKB
target
already.
Right. And the chase down, Sumail doesn't have BKB available. The right clicks come through. How is that the fight you take? Sumail does manage to get out of there, though, it looks like. Thompson with the buyback is there for the help. Wow. What a swing. But the question is, now round 2 of this, you don't have Ravage available. Can OG just brute force this down? They don't have meta. Wait, they do. They do still have meta. Okay.
They have meta, but they don't have BKB. Is it like the worrisome thing? Some random arrow into Lina spells. Like, they're scared right now in OG. They use 2 buybacks.
It's really, really scary. Looking for that tornado opening. Finds Fata. Bushwhack now on to 9. He doesn't have his BKB either. They start to take him down. Cataclysm comes out, able to get away. The Yule Scepter alive on nothing. But Skitter in trouble. Gets the disarm. Jumps out of there. They lose the range rack. Sumail now with that alacrity turning onto melee. But they don't want to give this up. Sumail finds the double kill onto Snake King. Just from downtown finding the punches. They got Laguna Blade back up. How long till BKB? 7 seconds for Sumail. He needs that little bit of extra time. They're looking for an opening here with an LSA, but they won't be able to find it. OG sensing no Ravage. The BKB comes out in time from Sumail as the chase down continues. Do they have anything left in the tank? 9 trying to live, but it won't happen. Sumail with the ultra kill, playing the carry, turning on to these tier 4 towers. They try and blow up No Tail, not enough in the tank from Skitter. As they set their sights on a game 3 with the series even. OG, they're gonna run it down, find themselves Skitter, and try and finish this one out in style. No Ravage, no answer. OG, they're tying it up. Skitter tries to find some last gasp here for anything at all. 3-3, doesn't have Ravage, gets eventually buried into the ground, stun afterwards onto Skitter. They focus back all of their attentions onto the Ancient now, and that is going to be about all she wrote. Although they might think about diving the fountain for no GG out on this one. So the buyback comes again from Snake King. Arrow out there, but it's not going to happen. We're all tied up.
That game got real spicy real fast because, you know, Tundra, they had this great read on the team fights. They were able to take these fights that were insane, ravaging the right heroes, always getting 2-man mana voids off on them. But OG, they had an even better read. They understood that once the cooldowns are down, 9 uses BKB, Snake King uses, 3-3 uses a Ravage, they're just going to pop buybacks and go high ground. And that happened sort of in both Braxes, and I mean, they take it. I mean, honestly, convincing game plan from OG, just really solid fundamental gameplay, and Tundra just being as annoying as possible with elaborate teamfight plans. It's, God, the rest of the series is going to be so good.
I can't wait. There's a chance that it could have just been a stomp one way or another, but we're seeing now that this one's got some legs in it. So go into a game number 3, all tied up. But for now, we're going to go to a quick break. When we get back, the panel's going to break it all down. We'll see you then.